In this lesson, using Eclipse, we are going to develop a project, a Maven-based project, which will have JDBC code to establish connection to MySQL database. Here, I already have MySQL workbench installed in my system. It is pointing to the local MySQL installation, which has one single table called employees. And if I just show you the data from this particular table, I have 3 records. So this is the MySQL setup we have. Now we will develop the Maven based Java project over here. Going back to Eclipse, go to File, New, Maven project, select Create a simple project, clicking on Next, mentioning the group ID as MySQL test, artifact ID as MySQL JDBC, keeping everything as is. Click on Finish. Now we need to have a JDBC driver for MySQL connectivity. Go to your browser, search for MySQL JDBC driver Maven dependency. It is showing the Maven repository. Let me click on this MySQL connector Java. If I scroll down, this is the latest version. My database version is 8.4.0. I can use anything close to that. Click on this link 8.0.33. Scroll down. We can copy this from here, going to Eclipse, expand this project, open pom.xml. I can directly paste this dependency over here, and this dependency should be under dependency section. Control Shift F, just formatted the file. Let me check the GRE of this project. Right click, properties, Java build path, libraries. It is using the GRE system library. Instead of that, I want to use the JDK available within my system. If I click on install GRE, I have this JDK 17 available. I can use the bundled JDK also, but I want to continue with the JDK. And one thing, it's always better to use JDK with Maven. With JRE, you can have build problems. Click on apply, apply and close. I'm selecting this alternate JRE, which is JDK 17. Click on finish, apply and close. Let me build this project. Right click, run as, Maven build. Adding the goals over here, renaming this name first. I'm using clean and install. We can use clean package also. Apply, run. Build is successful. Now let me add the sample code over here under main Java, new, other, class, next, providing the name as JDBC connectivity test, and I'm going to provide a package name MySQL JDBC. Click on finish. Here is the sample code to perform the JDBC connectivity. If you see from the beginning, we are using couple of imports, whether it is SQL connection, database metadata, driver manager, result set, SQL exception. I'm not going through all the details, but this is the sample code with which you can connect to MySQL database. I'll share this code details separately with the YouTube description. For the timing, let's focus on what we are doing exactly. So first, this is the URL to connect to MySQL. This URL is not associated to any specific schema. Then I have the user, and then I'm going to have my password over here. In my local instance, I have set the root password as password. And within main, I have only this method invocation test connection. What test connection does? It creates a connection using driver manager.get connection. We are passing the URL, user and password. From the connection, using the get metadata method, we are getting the database metadata. From metadata, we are trying to get the catalogs, and then we are actually, from the catalogs, we are printing the database names by iterating over it. We have all of this within try-catch block. Let's see by executing this piece of code whether it runs successfully or not. I'm going to build this once again using this Maven build run configuration which I created earlier. Build looks okay. Let's just run it. Right click, run as Java application. Connected to MySQL server successfully. Available database DemoDB, DemoDB2, information schema, MySQL, performance schema, system. So it is able to connect to the MySQL server successfully. Now this code is good for testing out the database connectivity. What if I want to access a specific table of a specific database or schema and print out the data? Let me write the code for that requirement. Control N, selecting class with enter. Class name I'm providing table data printer, press enter. Now, if you focus on this code, let me make it a little bit smaller. We have the URL with the schema name or the database name appended at the end, user, password. These three connection parameters we have. Next, we are defining one table name that we are going to access, and then we have this method invocation print table data where I'm passing this table name, and the query inside this print table data is select star from table name, which is employees. First, I'm trying to get a connection using driver manager. Once I get the connection, creating the statement, then statement.execute query. If I perform execute query, then I have the result set. And instead of hard coding the column name, I have tried to make it little bit generic. Once the connection is successful, from the result set metadata, I'm first taking the column count. Then based on the column count from the metadata, I'm trying to get the column name and I'm printing it over here. After that, we are iterating over the different columns and printing the column data also. Let me run this code. Once you see the output, it would be clear. Right click, run as Java application. So here we can see first we are printing the columns and then the corresponding records. For each and every column, we are printing the data. So this is how we can write the very basic JDBC code in order to connect to MySQL from Eclipse editor or rather any Java project using JDBC. I'll share the code for your reference so that you can utilize it whenever necessary. If you found this video useful, I would request you to like this video and subscribe to this channel. And if possible, please share your comments or feedbacks or even suggestions for new video ideas. Thanks a lot for your time.